Z in the house. Welcome to the Nerdverse. What if I told you that Boruto is becoming exactly what the ninja world never managed to predict? He's not just another strong protagonist. He's not just Naruto's son. What's happening in the manga right now puts Boruto on a level where Naruto and even Sasuke start to feel like stages of a much larger process. And today, here on ZY Nerdverse, we're going to talk about one of the most hyped aspects of this transformation, the flying thunder god Hiraishin, and how Boruto is mixing bloodlines, fighting styles, and concepts in ways we've never seen coexist like this before. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment at the end whether you think Boruto has already surpassed the previous generation, because this video is a long one. The manga has entered a very curious phase, less hand-holding explanations, less obvious dialogue, and far more consequence. Each recent chapter feels like it's aligning pieces for something bigger, as if we're watching a massive domino setup getting ready to fall. Boruto is no longer reacting to events. He's anticipating them, and that completely changes how we read his character. The shift begins with his agreement with Momoshiki, which makes one thing very clear. It's not just a power pact, it's a narrative point of no return. When Boruto accepts using everything, he's not chasing victory. He's accepting loss. The mental fusion between the two removes that old shonen trope of the secret plan. There's no hidden trick here. No ace up the sleeve. They can't lie to each other. Everything is direct. Everything is conscious. This relationship is completely different from anything Naruto experienced with Kurama. There was conflict, rage, resistance. Here, there is symbiosis, acceptance, and above all, clarity. Boruto is not in denial. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows what he's going to lose because of it. That's what brings Boruto much closer to Minato. Naruto always won by pushing the impossible until it gave in. Boruto wins by understanding the impossible before it even happened, and that's terrifying. Then comes the moment that split the fandom. The Byakugan, not as a symbolic inheritance, not as a visual detail, but as a real combat tool. What many people didn't realize is that the Byakugan was always powerful. It was just poorly explored. Now, for the first time, it's being used the right way. Boruto doesn't fight stationary like the traditional Hyuga style. He moves, teleports, and reads the entire battlefield in real time. He sees chakra flow, trajectory, intent, and space simultaneously. In his hands, the Byakugan stops being a defensive eye and becomes a system of absolute anticipation. More than seeing the enemy's chakra, he sees the most likely future of the fight. That completely changes the logic of ninja combat. It's almost as if he's already watched the battle before it begins. This breaks the improvisation pattern and turns every move into a certainty, not a gamble. And this leads to the most interesting point. Boruto's current fighting style doesn't resemble Naruto's. It resembles Minato's. Clean attacks, precise entry, and exit. Zero wasted movement. The flying thunder god was never just a teleportation technique. It's a combat philosophy. Minato ended battles before the enemy realized they had even started. Boruto is beginning to operate on that same level, but with more visual information, better field awareness, and less emotional attachment. That makes him absurdly efficient, and at the same time, frightening. The question is, does this distance Boruto from the empathy Naruto had? Maybe, but that might be the cost of the new ninja era. When we compare generations, this becomes even clearer. Naruto is strength and persistence. Sasuke is strategy and trauma. Boruto is anticipation. He doesn't wait for the strike. He already knows where it will land. Does that make him less charismatic? Perhaps, but it also makes him the most dangerous ninja this world has ever produced. And unlike the previous generation, the manga is no longer placing everything on the protagonist's shoulders. The secondary characters are finally being treated as real pieces on the board. Shikadai shows new, intelligent variations of the Nara style. Kawaki's becoming more efficient, more direct, more lethal. Sarada has evolved her battle awareness and is no longer just Sasuke's shadow. She's building her own identity. Even characters who once felt like background figures now have clear roles in the story. That matters because when Boruto falls, and he will fall at some point, the world can't stop. This generation being built as an interdependent system shows that the story is no longer tied to a single protagonist. It's spread out, alive, and dynamic. And then comes the question that always shows up. Does the Jogan still matter? The short answer is yes. The long answer is that it's not appearing yet because the price can't be paid just now. The Byakugan we see today doesn't invalidate the Jogan. They serve different purposes. The Jogan is in Tira, power. Its future consequence. When it truly appears, something big will be lost in the process. The Jogan isn't a power meant to win fights. It appears to seal fate, and that moment hasn't arrived yet. All of this points to a future where Boruto isn't being prepared to win battles. He's being prepared to make impossible decisions, and in this universe, decisions always demand something in return. Sacrifice, rupture, death, or betrayal. Nothing comes for free. Maybe the Boruto we see now isn't even the real Boruto yet. Maybe he's just shaping himself into what he'll have to become. The calm mask, the silence, the calculated gaze, all of that might be an emotional shield. The breaking point will come. And the Boruto that emerges afterward could be even more radical. Or more human. And that's what makes this arc so compelling. If you made it this far, comment what you think. Has Boruto already surpassed Minato and Naruto in terms of potential? Or is something still missing that needs to break inside him? Subscribe to Nerdverse, leave a like, and share this video with people who truly follow Boruto. Because the story isn't over yet, and when it ends, it won't be the way anyone expects.